Hello.
Hiya, and welcome back to another 10 Things on Tuesday.
10 Things on Tuesday.
Yes. And this week, 10 Things on Tuesday is our 10 best locations we've ever visited, sort of parked at.
Yeah.
So van life related.
Yes.
In no particular order.
No, because we can't choose our absolute favourite because we've gone through it all and we've changed the list because there are so many.
Yeah, we changed the list a few times.
Yeah.
So, in no particular order, but we will give you an explanation of which one.
Yes.
The first one is...
Rocamadour.
And why do you think that was a really good location to stay at or visit?
But Rocamadour was brilliant because it had dedicated camper parking at the top of the valley. And Rocamadour itself is built into the sides of the valley. So you start at the top where there's a church and there's a lovely parking, and then the road, or the path, goes all the way down. There's no car, so you can have a nice walk down. You get a little bit down and there's a lift, which was closed because we went in winter. But it takes you down to through like a temple kind of thing, doesn't it?
There's quite a few little things on the way down, isn't there?
Yeah, and there's like it's all very religious, but there's all of these little caverns that have got statues in them, and then there's all the reasons of why that's all there, and then there's a big log that people have hammered lots of pennies in, and then the further down you get, there are bars and restaurants and things and shops and...
Tat shops from Andy.
Yeah, selling local wares.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's a church there as well, and you can go in the church and there were people singing or practicing and
proper
that.
choir singing as well. It was really eerie because there was nobody else about, was there? And then this voices just rose out. It was absolutely wonderful, really atmospheric place, and that was in winter, so it would be absolutely amazing.
I liked it for its location, for the fact that when we drove in, it was like through a gorge, so we drove in on the other side of the gorge and then drove round and then to the top of it and then sort of walked down, so I just like that part of it. And
it's one of those ones where when you see it, when you're driving round, you go, because you just see it on the hill and it looks amazing.
Yeah. The next one is Quarteira in Portugal.
Quarteira.
Okay then. Quarteira in Portugal.
Yes.
Obviously, as you've seen already, I'm putting the locations. I've put the what three words down there as well, so you can click on the what three words and it'll take you straight there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an amazing place that we went to earlier this year with Greg and Lou and Dom and Missy.
Yeah.
And stayed there for probably about a week, wasn't it? 5-6 days, something like that.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
On the beach.
Yep, it was absolutely. The beach was amazing.
Yeah.
But it was also easy walking distance into Quarteira itself.
Yeah.
To get things from the shop, we could get you water, and there was a little vegan restaurant that was absolutely brilliant. And yeah, that was a really good spot. That we could have stayed there forever.
Yeah, heck of a place to get to as well. Down
yeah.
some real dodgy road and everything like that, and the path, the roadway had sort of washed away on one side, so it was a bit tricky getting there, but well worth it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The next one, quite a recent visit for us as well, is
Holy Island up in Northumberland.
And holy moly, have we ever missed that one?
I know, I can't believe we'd never been to Northumberland in its entirety before this year.
Epic place.
That's a big miss on our part, isn't it? But we're going to be going back and seeing more of that because we've just brushed the surface of what we saw. But Holy Island, just driving over the causeway where the tide comes in and everything. It was an amazing place, really beautiful as well.
Yeah, love that one. And the next one, please forgive me.
Yes, all our Welsh followers, we know it's already Ian and Brett and Beck. We know you're going to say something.
And Reese will be screaming at
Reese,
me.
yes, all of you.
So I'm really sorry about this one. Llanidloes. I'm hoping I'm saying that right.
Llanidloes, maybe.
Llanidloes. It's the Welsh mountain Parkup, sort of south of Snowdonia area, I'm hoping, where we stayed and we could see over a valley with obviously a lake and dam and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And where we had a bit of a lightning storm.
Oh yeah, we had a proper dry lightning storm that then very turned into a very wet one.
Yeah.
But absolutely beautiful drive all the way there.
Stunning scenery and everything.
Yeah. And the Parkup was amazing and perfectly quiet apart from the storm.
Yeah.
But yeah, when we go back there, that was wonderful.
Yep. And the next one, no qualms over this one. I think if we did have a top 10, I think this one, or if we were numbering it, I think this one would be 1 or 2.
It would be very, very close to the top.
And this one is
Romo Beach in Denmark.
Yeah.
And you see lots of people putting things on. If you have a look on Instagram and just search for Romo Beach, you go drive through and you park on the beach itself. and people have all these great big kites, and these kites are bigger than the cars.
Oh yeah,
and they
huge
just
ones.
anchor them down to the bottom. So you're driving along, and there's all of these massive kites flying over your head.
And all sorts of different vehicles as well.
Yeah.
I mean, from like big old army trucks to, you know, like the usual bus. People towing caravans, people in motorhomes, all that kind of stuff.
Somebody had towed a caravan onto the beach, kept it hooked up to the car, but then put like a little fence all the way around the car and the caravan so they could let the dogs out without going anywhere.
Yeah.
And it looked like they'd been there for days, but the tide comes in, so you kind of know
Comes
that
in
they've
real
not.
quick as well.
Yeah, and if you see our video about that one, it came in and it looked like something off Game of Thrones where the White Walkers
really
start coming in,
spooky.
all this invection fog.
Dave will be screaming at us what it was now, yeah.
Was it invection
It was the warm air and the
hitting
cold,
the cold water,
and it came in as a fog and rolled across the beach, and it
Oh,
was bloody brilliant.
it was amazing. But that in itself, and the little town that you drive through to get there, is absolutely quaint and beautiful and wonderful. So yeah, Romo Beach
Definitely.
in Denmark. And excuse if that's not pronounced properly either.
Excuse us. And the next one, we can't miss this off our list, it's Willow Fields.
Willow Fields, a place where our hearts belong now.
Yep.
It is
Just
our
the
home.
area around there, so Haxey, Epworth and all the little villages around there.
Yep.
Not forgetting the epic breakfasts at the
it's Shepherd's Place Farm. We have to go there, and then we found another little place that I'm not going to be able to remember the name of, that was just a little bit further out, where we nearly died riding our bikes to.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, there's so much to see and do around there, and having Willow Fields as a base to do it all is perfect. So if you've not been to that area of the country, don't think there's nothing there, because there is so much to do and see, and a wonderful place to stay.
Yeah, and not forgetting, obviously, Johnny and Gabby.
Johnny and Gabby are awesome. And they've got turkeys now. I can't believe it.
Next one was on our Tour de France trip, and it was a place we didn't actually intend to go to, but we got moved there by the police, who were quite upset where we'd chosen at the side of a cliff.
Yeah, apparently staying somewhere where there's rock falls frequently is not liked by the police.
Yeah, so don't care about you trying to film it and you're looking epic while you're filming it. Go somewhere safe.
Yeah, go somewhere safe.
So hopefully this is our pronunciation as well. Beaufort, which was just a very quaint mountain village.
Yeah,
sort of
it's just
thing.
a little town in a village. Again, it was kind of like in the mountains with a gorge, and then there was a river that ran down one side. The really nice proper air in the middle, with all the facilities that were free.
Yeah, because we went there. I mean, there was thousands of camper vans and motorhomes there, and we went there and filled it with water. You had a shower there and everything.
Yeah, we just walked over and just kept filling up, and then we emptied the toilet there, and even though the place was full, it was fantastic. But they have a cheese co-op in that town, where all the farmers in the local area drop the milk off, and there's a cheese vending machine out front and a baguette vending machine.
What more do you want? Well,
I mean, and a wine shop next door.
Yeah, that was it,
so,
yeah.
you know, it's just like, But the town itself was beautiful and quaint, and like I say, the little river running through it, and there was a market on the day that we were
friendly
there.
People and everything.
Yeah,
as well.
amazing place. So that's definitely worth a stop. That's up in the Alps as well. So if ever you're that way, it's really good.
The next one, I'm going to let you pronounce that one.
Pedrafita do Cerebro.
Yep, and that is the Camino de Santiago mountain, where we literally parked on top of the mountain.
Yes, we did.
So just epic views all the way around. First night I ever really bothered trying to take out, go outside and do star photography and that. Yeah.
But the park up itself, there was picnic benches there. You were on a hill. There was plenty of places to walk. The views were spectacular. And we'd driven past a little town that we thought was something or nothing, because you could just see the odd little house from the side.
It was buried, wasn't it? Quite low
down from where the road was. So I went with Coop and had a little bit of a walk out, and it was full of thatched little shops and things, because it's part of the Camino de Santiago. So you've got lodgings to stay there, and all these little shops little eateries, shops that sold, you know, the dry food in bags and hiking shoes and the walking poles and all of this stuff. But it was absolutely amazing, and I wish that we didn't have the time to stay for more than one night, because we would have stayed there for a little bit longer, because it was really, really nice. Beautiful place.
Yep.
And it featured in a film.
It did. Which was Charlie Sheen, was it?
Charlie Sheen, was it The Way or
something like
that? Yeah, it's in there.
Yeah. The next one, we struggled kind of trying to think of one from each country as well, this one. So the next one is not the only place that we really love in Scotland, but I think because we stayed there quite a few days, and we recently went there with John and Tash and Daz, Loch Lomond.
Yes. Loch Lomond is beautiful, and so many places to
As
stay
people are
around
going to
there.
scream at me now saying, John, I've told you how to say that. Loch Lomond.
Yes, Loch Lomond.
Yeah, Loch Lomond, yeah.
Although saying that, if that's the song I used to sing as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Loch Lomond.
Yeah. Is that the only verse of the song?
Yeah, well, I'm not singing any more than that because people don't want to hear that.
Well, that was, I mean, we went obviously quite a few different places all the way around it.
Yeah.
And it was stunning round there, just fantastic. Was the Green Kettle Cafe was around there as well?
That was
wasn't it?
around there, yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
that was beautiful, and so many places to stay
Yeah.
that were absolutely camper friendly.
Yes.
Place that we had toilets in it, it had fresh water.
Amazing
The service
views.
point was out of order when we got there, but
Yeah.
it didn't matter there. But yeah, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, really loved it. And the last one, I think this one is probably, I mean, it's on our rolling credits when you start the intro. It features about 3 different shots in there.
Yeah.
And it's as our intro fades away, it's the last shot of there as well. in
I was feeling a
Portugal.
bit under the weather, weren't we, when we went there?
Yeah.
And we parked up and just had this peace and quiet, but there were beaches for days, and all of them had these boardwalks
Yeah,
on to get
it's
over
amazing.
to them, and there was a bar. I know it's seeing a bit of a theme here, but for driving around Portugal in winter and
Yeah.
finding places open was very difficult.
Yeah,
and
but you had everything there. You had like places to park, hundreds of places to park.
there was limitless places. There was so much
Massive
there.
beach as well. Like say the boardwalks to walk on, the pub, the town nearby.
Yeah.
I
There was a
mean,
service point at the Intermarché that was
Yeah.
about 5 minutes away, 10 minutes away maybe.
epic sunsets there. Like, truly epic sunsets.
That was an amazing place. It was really, really good.
Yeah.
Other
us
places
again
are
in-
available.
Yeah, ask us again in a year, and there may be additional ones, or there may be replacements.
And it was a tough call because we went
Yeah.
through our photos, and it's when you go through
Yeah.
the photos on your phone, you think, my goodness, we've been to so many brilliant
Oh, yeah.
places, and you kind of feel just
All
very
over the
lucky.
world, really.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and we've not included. We had loads in America when we
Yeah.
went there, but we've not included any of them because we stayed in hotels and
Yeah,
things. So
we didn't go in a van.
you know,
Yeah.
if we do it again in an
Well, if-
RV, hired RV, maybe we'd do that.
Yeah, if you want to go and watch our American little road trip, I'll put a card up there now.
Yep.
And all the ones I've featured now, if you check in the video description, I'll link each video to where we stayed at each of these locations as well, so you can have a look for yourself why
Yeah.
we liked it so much.
Yeah.
And yeah, next week we'll be back with more 10 things.
Yeah, and if you've got anything that you think is on your top list, send us your number 1 top places. Just
Yeah.
let us know down
Where
below.
you'd recommend.
Yeah, where you would go back to in a heartbeat, where
Yeah.
you found to be amazing.
So
Right.
thanks very much for all your interaction, all your comments and everything like that on
Yep.
the last video.
Brilliant
So
comments from last week's
we
one.
were
so
worried
yes.
about starting a new series of videos and everything, but
Yeah, and some
do
great
it again.
ideas as well. So if you do have any ideas about next 10 things that you want us to cover, then by all means, pop them down below as well. It's always nice to hear.
and we'll catch you on the next week's episode of wherever we are and whatever we're doing 10 things.
Yes, 10 things of something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, take care, guys.
All right.
See you
you
soon.
later.
Bye.